afternoon and welcome to The Buzz, the show that serves you daily juice and what's trending on social media. And today, Thursday, we're bringing you the lifestyle edition of the show. My name is Patience. I welcome you this lovely Thursday afternoon. It's the 28th of June 2018. I'm here with my partner, Alero. Good afternoon, Alero.
Good afternoon, Patience. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine, as always.
Yes, it's a beautiful Thursday afternoon in the city of Vegas. We're having fun. Thank God it's Thursday, the official Amiibo.
I'm on air.
You know, I don't have to wait till I get to the salon to actually do some
yeah. We'll do it right here. And it's always authentic, by the way. So, all right, we have guests with us on the show this afternoon. But remember, the number to use is 0802-836-8971. The number is going to be on the screen shortly. And you can also make use of our other social media portals.
Yes, that's on Facebook, www.facebook.com/GalaxyTV, and on Twitter at official Galaxy TV, knowing that you can get to watch previous editions of the program via our YouTube channel, Galaxy TV Nigeria.
All right, first off, let me say that we have an all-female cast this afternoon. Sometimes it just happens that way, you know. Like on Mondays, Tuesdays, sometimes we always have all men, you know, except for Lera and I. But today, it's a ladies' thing. All right, I'm excited to introduce our guest this afternoon. Of course, we know how she comes on the show regularly, and of course, her advice, her words are always articulate, and I always look forward to them. She is a minister of God. She's an author as well, and she is a gospel artist and also a counselor. It's a pleasure to have Pastor Dolly back on the show this afternoon. Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon.
Good to be here.
Good to be here again.
I love this Amiibo.
Thank you for joining us. Also, first time on the show, but I knew her like from way back when as an artist when she won reality, one thing like that. But then she's moved on to become a journalist and a media personality. Big Ma, right here with us on the show. Hi, Big Ma.
Hey guys, how you doing? Thank you so much for calling me back.
Thank you for coming. Meanwhile, you have an uncanny resemblance with Wumi Obe. In fact, when you stepped in, someone was asking me, "Did you invite Wumi Obe?" I'm like, "That's not Wumi Obe. That's
you get that a lot, right?"
It's Wumi Obe 2.0.
Yeah, 2.0 version.
You know.
We get. Thank you for coming. All right, another first timer on the show, but she is a renowned and a seasoned broadcaster. In fact, I dare to refer to her as my senior colleague. Yes, in the game. She anchors a radio program. A lot of us, if you listen to WFM, I listen to that station a lot. You'd have heard the voice of this woman. She's also the founder of Media Women Forum, Janet Mba Afolabi. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Patience. It's nice to be here.
It's nice to have you here, finally. Thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you.
We have a packed program today. I hope we'll be able to get through all of our topics. The number again is 0802-836-8971. Our first topic, celebrities flaunting their wealth on social media. Of course, if you're a social media user, you would have seen the online brouhaha between Nollywood actress Ronke Oshodi-Oke and another Nollywood actress Liz Anjorin. Ronke Oshodi-Oke went on social media to condemn celebrities like herself who have made it a habit to flaunt their wealth on social media and show off every single achievement for the world to see. Now, Liz Anjorin, while responding to that, condemned what she did in strong terms. She defended her colleagues, and said it was a good thing to show what God does in your life, and telling Ronke to her face in that video that what she did was an act of wickedness.
Jealousy.
I didn't say it all. Let's watch the footage, then we'll come back to the table and we'll talk. Let's see this one.
Honestly, I don't know how to say it, and I don't know how to put it. You understand? Nígbà táwa ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ bẹ̀rẹ̀ iṣẹ́ ìta ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ bẹ̀rẹ̀ iṣẹ́ ìgbà yẹn. Mo máa ń rí wa bí teacher, we teach people. Like we teach people, we lecture people, we tell people what life is. But nowadays, there is nothing like that again. We don't do all that. Now people see us as unserious people, that we are not serious-minded, we don't know what we are doing, we are just there, just doing rubbish. Honestly, this thing I'm saying to you guys is very, very sad. Very, very, very sad. I'm not saying this because I don't have big cars. I'm not saying this because I don't have big houses. I'm not saying this because I don't really have money. I'm saying this like a Nigerian. I'm not saying this because I'm a star or what have you. Because everybody is a star is in the presence of God Almighty. We are all stars. You understand? In our own little ways, we are all stars. But I don't understand how my colleagues are doing, because when you pay ara mọ́tò ǹjẹ́ ẹ rí báńkà kó ra mọ́tò kó gbé sórí social media pé mo ra mọ́tò ara mọ́tò àgbé sórí social media a ṣe birthday ẹni tí ò tí pé 40 a lóun pé 40 àgbé sórí social media ara lé àgbé sórí social media. Why? What do we have? Ta là ń show fún? You understand? Ta lẹni tá ń show fún? Ta là ń show fún? We are not praising God though. We are not praising God that God has done something good in our lives. We are not praising God. If we are praising God, we will go to church and say, Oluwa, mo dúpẹ́, in our own little way. We'll go to church and say, Oluwa, mo dúpẹ́, o ṣeun, o bá mi ṣe lé, o bá mi ṣe lé, o bá mi ṣe lé. Tell me about pata, I've seen the social media. To my bra, I've seen social media. Why? What for? What for? Láwọn tá pera wa teacher, tá ń teach àwọn èèyàn, tá ń kọ́ àwọn èèyàn. Táwọn tí táwọn ṣe fíìmù pé yẹn má ṣe báyìí, yẹn má ṣe báyìí. Wọn ò rí ipa yẹn lára wa mọ́ rárá tọ́. Ó ti kú. It's very, very sad. Mi ò ní anything against anybody o. Mi ò ní anything against anybody. Mi ò ní kẹ́ni tó ṣoríire má ṣoríire o. Mi ní kẹ́ni tó lálùbáríkà má lálùbáríkà. Mi ní kẹ́ni tó kọ́lé má kọ́lé. Mi ní kẹ́ni tó ṣe nǹkan kan kó má ṣe gbogbo oríire tó bá wù. Ọlọ́run Lédùmarè kó túbọ̀ máa yọ̀ǹda oríire fún everybody. Gbogbo tó bá wù wá ká máa ṣe. You understand? But ẹ jẹ́ ká máa rántí pé àwọn kan wà tó ti ṣiṣẹ́ sẹ́yìn. Tó tún ṣe ṣiṣẹ́ lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ tí ò sí nǹkan kan fún wọn o. Àwọn kan wà tó ń ṣiṣẹ́ yìí tó ń ṣe lójú méjèèjì tí ò sí nǹkan kan fún wọn o. Àwọn bàbá kan wà tó ti ṣiṣẹ́ yìí tó ń ṣe ju bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe ṣe lọ tí ò sí nǹkan kan fún wọn o. Tí nǹkan bá wá wà fún yín, ẹ jẹ́ ká tẹ̀ jẹ́jẹ́ o. Báwọn fúnra wọn ò sí lórí social media, àwọn ọmọ wọn máa wà ń bẹ̀ o. Báwọn ọmọ wọn ò sí ń bẹ̀, ẹ̀gbọ́n wọn àbábúrò wọn máa wà ń bẹ̀ o. Ẹ jẹ́ ká máa rántí o, ká máa fi sọ́kàn o. Ká máa rántí o, ká máa fi sọ́kàn o. Gbogbo àwọn tá à ń ṣe lórí social media yìí, ẹ jẹ́ ká rawọ́ ẹ̀ dúró o. Ẹ jọ̀ọ́ mo bẹ̀ yín lórúkọ Ọlọ́run ni, ẹ jẹ́ ká rawọ́ ẹ̀ dúró o.
A ní kẹ́ jẹ́ ká live good life. Ẹ má jẹ́ ká máa wà bí negative. Let's live a very fantastic life. Get me? I don't care very kan wí. Tèmi ni pé èmi mo post, èmi mo ṣínà. Mo dẹ̀ dúpẹ́ pé mo ṣínà la orí mi dá. Mo post ní May 18. Ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ dẹ̀ bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní post nínú tèmi ń dùn. Nítorí pé olóríire ni mi máa bó ní reyọ̀. You see, someone said that, Lizzie, how can you identify bad friend from good friend? Let me tell you something. Irú nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ yóò bà mí lẹ́rù. And this is pure hate. Hate tí o lè pa mọ́ra, wọ́n tó lọ́n bá ti fọ̀ tẹ́ni wọn ni kò lè pa ni mọ́. Can you imagine? Imagine tí irú àwọn èèyàn tẹ́ ẹ sọ pé ra mọ́tò ra Versa, wọ́n ra mọ́tò ra Range. Kọ́ máa jẹun lọ́wọ́ kó wá dìde kọ́ fún mi àtó jẹ́lẹ̀ fún mi. Wàláhì máa bu poison sí. For you láti ní guts láti gbé fún láti ṣe irú nǹkan tó ṣe yẹn, ó máa bu poison sí. Ó burú ìkànnì ẹ, ó burú.
Welcome back. All right, the video goes on and on and on and on and on. Go on social media and watch the full length, but this is what we can bring to you. Let's start from Pastor Dolly. All right, ma'am. celebrities and their show off on social media? How do you react to this?
The thing is that they are who they are. The show off thing we're saying on social media, that is who they are. You can't stop people from acting who they are. You know, if they are not even doing it, we would have been surprised. Yes, because their lifestyle, their way of reasoning, their way of doing things shows that that is what their own value system. That's what they think. They have to do that to be on top of the world, to be able to dominate in the midst of others. That is why they do it. Even as much as like the first lady we watched, her reaction, actually, if you watch her closely, her reaction shows some envy. I'm sorry to use this.
Really?
Yes. Shows some envy, some strife, some trying to get back at somebody. Yes, even if you don't like it, the way she's saying it, it's not the way to put it. Because they are her colleague. She could have seen them. They could have met at one place or the other. She should talk to them. This way of doing this. Yes, because honestly, flaunting those things, it affects, especially because most of their followers are youths. It affects the youth out there. Oh, this guy has this. This is what I also want to have. Because we live in a nation whereby, you know, those who are supposed to be role models are not really good role models, so to say. So it's affecting their fans. Their fans want to be what they are. They also want to ride the best car. They want to live in the best houses. And that is why you see some going to fraud, things they shouldn't do and all that. Yeah.
All right, and let's also look at it from a business angle, because we're in a country and we're in a society where it's someone that's got so many that they still give. So once you want to flaunt your wealth, you're calling them for a show or probably for a movie shoot, you should be able to know that X, Y, Z amount of money
based on what the person has.
The person is worth.
Okay.
So it's just the society, the way we get to perceive wealth.
But I think actually most of the time, most of the people that flaunt these things don't have these things. It's more like a perception, because I do PR. And one thing that we know how to do is to make you believe something that isn't there. So don't get carried away by, oh, they're putting up, you know, their mansions or their cars and all that. It's all, I think it depends on the individual. Yes, celebrities have to put these things out there because they want to show you that, see, I worked hard, and if you work hard, you can get this. There's no problem there. Like how they put it out there. Don't put out a range if you don't have the range. If you borrowed it from someone, don't put it out there. Just because you got one big deal quickly and you quickly bought a car, you're never sure you're able to maintain that car for the next 2 weeks. But you want to put it out there, so everybody sits on the ground and have a car. Don't do that. And even the lady that was talking, Ronke, yes, I agree with you when you say she was envious.
Really?
Of bitterness in that, because towards the end, she kept saying things like, those that have been there before, remember them, even if they're not on social media, their kids are on social media, and they're seeing this. Okay, so I'm sorry that they didn't make the money. Why are you upset? And then keep in mind that while she was doing that video, she was driving. If you're going to correct somebody, drop that slug in your eye before you move the speck in line.
Oh, okay, that's coming from another angle. Janet, how do you react to this?
Well, I think that, you know, showbiz is about flaunting, is about make-believe, like she said. It's about showcasing what you have. It's about reality show. And when they do this, they seem to ignore the unintended consequences that may come with those things that they flaunt. The unintended consequences may attract envy, bitterness, even
jealousy,
all manners of things. And it may even attract criminals to them. But because it is showbiz, they have to just flaunt those things. And it depends on the individual. It's not everyone who is into showbiz that likes to flaunt. It depends. Some people still have this peasant mentality and poverty mentality. So they want to show people that they have arrived, that they lived in the slum yesterday, but today they are living in Banana Island. So they want to show that, yes, they want to show off. And they want to also live like the Joneses. They want to copy blindly what is going on the international scene, where the Kardashians are showing every bit of what they are doing. If they are drinking water, they show it. If they are crying,
exactly.
So they want to also be like that. But you cannot be like that. You have to consider our environment before you go on and try to be like somebody else. I'm not condemning them totally. And the two women who came out to say different things, they are entitled to their opinion. Everybody has an opinion. Even a dog has an opinion. When it barks, that's his opinion. So two of them have expressed their opinion. It is left for people to go which way they want to.
They want to, yeah.
And the one who referred to the older ones that are not having it. You know, the older ones, it's in every profession. Even in journalism, the veterans, some of them do not even own a car. They are still trekking.
Someone has to break the ground.
You know, the truth is times have changed.
Yes.
Professions have evolved. The people have evolved. So many things have, you know, been modernized. So things are now being done in a more smarter way than it used to be done.
You work smart, not work hard
Yeah, you work smart and then you connect. There is connectivity, the global village connectivity, which the older ones are yet to come in terms with, even in journalism.
That's true. But you know, I'm shocked that like almost everybody on the table, you know, sensed envy from Ronke.
No, I didn't sense envy.
I didn't sense envy.
I didn't sense envy.
I just felt the message that she was passing was sort of good, and I was looking at the security aspect of it because now a lot of these guys tend to be vulnerable to the men of the underworld in terms of you just acquired this,
you have a range,
you now become
you have a mansion,
soft targets for things like that. That's what I was looking at. I wasn't looking at
that wasn't what I got from her, because
really,
if you really actually hang with most of these celebrities, I've worked with most of them, I've been around them. One thing I realized is, let's be honest, the older generation, and I say this with a lot ready for the backlash, yes, the older generation of entertainers are somewhat, especially those that were not ready to change with the time, are somewhat envious of the younger generation. They feel disrespected. They feel like, do you know how many years I've been doing this? You just came, you sang Wahala at your boy, and now you have money. How? But they've been doing this.
Of course, there's that as well.
So that was what I sensed from her, because towards the end was where I saw the envy. It wasn't the beginning. She was passing the message. But when that last part where she said, the older people, they are there. They don't even have a car. They don't have a house. Even if they're not on social media, their
children are there.
What's the meaning? So because
and at that point, she was even almost crying.
Yeah,
so
like
that was.
I mean,
wow. All right, but can we look at how this affects the younger generation? Because, like it or not, everything is done for the gram today, and the younger generation, what they see, they don't want to know the background story. You have a mansion, they don't want to know how you got the they want a mansion, and they'll do everything, which, like she rightly said, is why we have like a proliferation of cyber crimes and the rest. People just want quick money. How is this affecting the society negatively? For instance, can't I just be successful and be quiet about it? I know success has a way of announcing itself though, you know, but like, do I really need to put everything out there?
I don't think so, but there are ways you can actually do it. I have like 2 examples in my head right now. Take Linda Ikeju, for example.
Okay.
There's nothing, as much as you want to say, oh, whatever, she's doing this, she has back on out, whatever. That is your opinion. But she's made it clear from the beginning that this is my hustle. This is how I make my money. She decided to control the narrative with her house. And I like the way she put it out there. You can't say, oh, I'm just going to rob Linda. She showed you the house, but you don't know where the house is. That's being, you know, being smart about putting out there, trying to show people that, see, you can also be successful if you work hard. There's nothing wrong in showing them the wealth you have. Now, take Don Jazzy, for example. Earlier when Don Jazzy started, he used to wear this very expensive looking coat with the walking stick. And he noticed a lot of people, because they didn't understand why he was wearing so much gold and whatnot. When he realized that, I think he heard a story of someone robbing someone because of how he used to dress, because he wanted to look like Don Jazzy. He decided to quit that. It's that, you know, because if my lifestyle is going to lead someone else wrong,
crime,
exactly,
and
that's how celebrities should look at it. Why in Nigeria, where your next door neighbor wants to rob you of that 50-inch TV that you have, because he has
the smaller one.
So how much more? Even in your own house, you don't want your neighbors to know when you buy a new car. Just cover the thing and leave it there and just break it. You know.
All right, you want to say something else, Janet? How is this affecting society or
of
the
course
young
it's
ones?
affecting it, for every issue there are always 2 ways, 2 aspects, 2 angles to it. It's affecting positively and negatively. It may inspire some youth to say, I want to be like this person, look at his lifestyle, look at what he's doing, he's successful,
in his eyes, in the eye of that youth, he's successful. But the person showcasing that success may not feel successful in himself because he knows maybe he's dressed in a borrowed robe, you know. So that way it inspires. The other way, the negative aspect is that it's exposing these children or this youth to easy way of life. It's exposing this youth to begin to think that money is the ultimate, that the end justifies the means. Whatever means that they go through does not really matter, so long as they make that money and be like that person. Unlike what was happening, you know, the values of today have been turned upside down. Before, people used to care about how you made your money. You come home with a car and your mother will ask, how did you get the money? How did you get the money? And then you begin to explain.
Of course,
but these days, even mothers know that their children are involved in Yahoo, and they still accommodate them and they are happy with them.
They become the breadwinners of the family.
You understand? So that is
how far we've come as a
with
nation.
these issues.
All right, let's see how our viewers are reacting to this issue. This one says, my name is Prophet Adeboye Michael. Ronke Oshodioke has spoken well. Must you show all you have? For what? Who are you intimidating? Let's reason together is wrong. This one says, the truth must be told is not the best. That one came in from Papi. Yomi from Ojodubega here in Lagos says, good afternoon, Patience. Please, what I have to say is that Ronke is right. Yes, flaunting your wealth on social media is bad. And then he went on and on and on, abusing somebody, so I'm not going to read that part. Showing wealth on social media is bad and arrogant, according to Ariyo. This other one, what Ronke Oshodioke said is true. A Yoruba adage says, Bi iṣu èèyàn bá ta, ó máa ń fi ọwọ́ bò jẹ ni. For non-speaking viewers, non-Yoruba speaking viewers, what that means is when someone sort of like, I don't want to give the literal meaning of it, interpretation rather. It's like when you become successful, sometimes you have to hide to enjoy the success, you know, because you know, this is Africa. And then the person went on to say, what Ronke did is not an act of envy. All right, many messages are coming in. Bola says, I love your program. Let them go to church and give thanks to God instead of showing off on social media. Pastor Tomide Adejuwon from Ondo State says, ladies, with due respect, you are all wrong about Ronke's message. There was no envy in her message. To encourage flaunting of wealth is to encourage and worsen the decadence of the society. All right, my name is Paul CJ. This is my own opinion. People who are not in Christ are in crisis. Some people don't have parental he actually said guidelines, guidance. They grew up without knowledge of how to live and talk. That's why you see them doing whatever they want on social media and blah, blah, blah. I mean, you know, everybody has an opinion, but I think that there is a thin line between what is decent and then what is not. You understand what I mean? So, you know, there are some things that could be accepted, but when you go overboard, then it becomes something
Like I keep on saying, just my own take, it's just for the business part of it.
Yeah,
because
you can't take away the show from the bees.
The price tag becomes higher when they get to see what you're worth.
That's right.
That's just
all right. Let's move on to the next topic. Last week, you know, there was a topic we couldn't take, which is on whether or not when you're engaged, does that make you officially married? Being engaged, can you equate that with being properly married? Now, as if that was not enough, this week again, you know, another angle to that broke on social media, and we're asking the question, is intercourse between engaged couples, is it fornication? This is because Cool FM on-air personality and leader of the Free the Sheeple movement, Daddy Fresh, Daddy Freeze, he came out and said an engaged couple having intercourse is not, has never been, and can never be fornication. He made this statement on his Instagram page and attached biblical backings to it. I read some of the scriptures, and trust me, I got confused because I didn't understand anymore. I thought I understood the Bible. But anyways, let's start from Janet. Once you are engaged, having intercourse, is that fornication?
Well, I'm not a teacher of marriage, or I'm not a guardian counselor. However, in my opinion, I think that when you are engaged, engagement is like a gateway to marriage. You have brought yourself together to show the world that this is a man that I'm with. It is not longer a clandestine relationship.
Yeah.
It is open. And then there's a ceremony. Engagement does not go without any form of ceremony between the two parties, either the two families or the adults involved. So whichever way, there is a commitment, there is a relationship, and a deep one at that. So I don't think that when you now sleep together, I don't want to start being vulgar about it. When you start sleeping together or even live together, I don't think that's a fornication.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think so.
Okay.
All right, I'm sure.
We have a minister here. Yeah. So.
Before I come to Big Man.
Bringing you today was deliberate.
Okay, so Pastor Dolly, is it actually fornication?
The truth is that she said, that is like the both families have come to understand that you are going, it's a gateway. I think that's the word she used. It's a gateway to marriage, but it's not marriage. And sleeping together biblically is only allowed in marriage. Let us take example from Mary, the mother of our Lord Jesus Christ. You know, the Bible says she was engaged to Joseph.
Yeah.
But Joseph, because Joseph has not slept with her, Joseph found her to be pregnant. And because Joseph was a godly man, he doesn't want to put her away publicly, because for Israel at that time, she could be stoned to death.
Yes.
So he decided, okay, I'm going to do it secretly so that they won't know. You understand? So that they won't know that I'm not responsible. Which means, in the Bible, it is wrong for you to sleep with a man you are not married to. And apart from, even if we look at, there is even a case I'm handling now personally, you know, of a case of couple that have done introduction, and the lady got pregnant for the man, and the guy came out to say, I'm not doing marriage again, I'm not marrying her again. What happened? Now she's pregnant for the man. So I would want to say that for anybody to say that the Bible is not against it when couples sleep together, I don't know where he's going to draw that from in the Bible, because I've not read such a place in the Bible. I just gave an example of our Lord Jesus Christ, his birth. So there was nothing that suggests that Joseph was sleeping with Mary before Mary, you know, before the actual marriage. They've done the engagement, but the actual marriage has not been done. The actual marriage must be done. If it is not that, it is fornication. It is not.
Okay, Alero,
yeah,
just a second
wife.
before you say something. All right, the Bible passages, Hebrews 13:4. For those who will, you know, want to carry this further, King James Bible. Also, Ezekiel chapter 23, New Living Translation Bible. All right, so go ahead.
What is there? Let's read what is there.
Hebrews chapter 13, verse 4. King James Bible says, marriage is honorable in all, and the bed undefiled, but whoremongers and adulterers God will judge.
That's the scriptures he put to suggest that.
Yes, and then he went further to say that King James translated into English the word fornication. In Greek, the word fornication is porneia, which meant prostitution or whoremongering. That is what.
All right.
What fornication
you know,
is.
I actually love being real. Let's just come down to our society.
True.
We have some people that get to believe that if you don't have a child for XYZ, for your husband, before the wedding day, there is no other wedding is already
Or even pregnant.
Or pregnant before. Do you understand? So that's in practical terms. And there's also people that will still argue with you that
That's
I want to buy something. I need to know what.
Let me tell you, like you just said, now I need to buy something, I need to test.
Like suya.
So many have been tested. So many have tested, and they ended up not buying. You understand? And ended up frustrating the life of the one that was used as the tester. You understand? And the scripture he just quoted said marriage is honorable. He didn't say courtship. He didn't say engagement. Marriage is honorable. The bed must not be defiled.
Okay.
If you go to bed before you're married, you have defiled the marriage before you enter.
Big man.
And I want to tell you,
Let's hear you.
there will be a backlash in marriage.
Let's hear you.
Okay. My opinion is so not on the same page.
Go ahead. We will understand.
Because one, I'm a self-acclaimed sex therapist, and
Yes.
it's one of the things I talk about all the time.
Okay.
Now, when it comes to the Bible, I totally agree with Freeze. Because until last year, I didn't understand how much intercourse they were having in the Bible until you read it. I'm not joking. And at really young ages. And actually, back then, if we're going to use the Bible, the minute you say that's the person I want to marry, you take her in and you lay with her.
No, you don't. You knew
That's
her.
not Bible.
You knew her, sorry.
You knew
thank
her.
you.
That
You knew
is the
her.
biblical
yes,
word.
Yeah, that's the, yes.
And
because that's-
Abraham knew his
and
wife.
when you're knowing, that is intercourse. And
That is
all.
after marriage.
No. And I can
Not
point
before
out to
marriage.
you. And who was the man that went to the well to pick a bride for his master's son?
That's
his daughter,
okay. You're talking about
Rachel?
the servant of
Yes.
Abraham picking
And if
Rebecca
he
for
took her in,
Isaac.
and he knew her. If you keep reading,
He paid the bride price with the parents of the before they were in different cities. They were in different countries, even different
you know
countries.
why I studied the
You
Bible?
want to argue the Bible with a pastor?
Listen to my dear.
So let's even argue the page. Let's even argue what she's on.
Rebecca
How about
was
when
there.
David? How about when David
David.
took somebody's wife?
No, that one is
And
an
that's
extreme.
adultery.
Listen,
It's an adultery.
But he still had children with her.
But God
That was
punished
not
her for
marriage.
it.
It does not matter what happened. We are not talking about the
That wasn't
consequences.
marriage.
No, you have to
We are not talking about the
consequences.
consequences. We are talking about the
It was a
action.
sin.
Hold
That
on.
was why there was a
Hold on.
consequence.
That was
Hold on.
education.
I'm not a pastor. I'm not a
Adultery.
Bible scholar, but I'm a
Adultery.
Christian. What David did,
Was
that was
really bad.
adultery.
Was murder and
That was
adultery.
adultery.
That's
The
right.
first act was adultery because that was someone else's wife. So it's a
Yeah.
totally different.
And that was why God punished him for
Yeah.
it.
That's the consequence. A
The
different
consequence
topic.
of
It's a different
wrong-
thing.
wrong
But
action.
Solomon had so many wives and so many concubines.
At the end of Solomon's life, so if you look at the
It doesn't
end,
matter. We are not
Solomon
talking
said
the
vanity
consequences
upon
now.
vanity. And Solomon started advising his own son, Lamuel. He said, my son, please don't be ravished with the leaks of a strange woman. And so many of that and that and that and that. If you read your book of Proverbs, Ecclesiastes and all that, you're going to see that Solomon regretted marrying so many women.
wives.
Okay,
So it's not
Esther was taken
And
to the
that
king.
end was the reason
Esther
why
went
his
to
king
dance
was-
and the king took over and there was no marriage
Yeah, there
and
was
she
no bride
also
price.
knew.
No,
So
no,
what
no,
was the
can you say
consequence
that?
of that,
There's
Esther?
so many people in the Bible.
I mean, don't let us go into
You have
consequences.
also quoted wrongly, man.
No,
Okay,
You have also quoted
let's
wrongly.
say
married the
something.
king.
You have quoted wrongly.
Hello, can I say something, panel?
Corrections, you'd have brought a Bible.
First of all,
I
you
have
know,
it in my
this
phone,
is
but
what
my phone
happens
is not here.
anytime that the freeze becomes a topic. This is what happens. Are you a member of Free the Shippo?
No, I'm not.
Okay,
I'm
all
actually
right.
just an open-minded person.
But let me say something here. We're talking engagement.
Yeah.
Maybe we need to put engagement in proper perspective. When you say someone is engaged, that is when a man gives you ring, Abi.
Yes.
And says, okay, you are the chosen one.
Yes.
I want
All
to
right.
marry.
Yeah.
All right, that I want to marry.
Yes.
Does that give him license to start knowing you?
Because at that stage, he's still not his own until he has fulfilled African culture. Right?
Okay,
Until
thank
he
you,
has
ma'am.
fulfilled
The
all
next
responsibility
question.
of the family.
Let's put marriage in perspective.
Okay.
Within the African context, what is marriage?
Marriage is the engagement within the African context.
Within the
because
African
if I look at my
context.
parents, when my parents got married the first time, which was just engagement, that was all they did. Now they actually got their paper married on my 4th birthday. That's how many kids down.
Yeah.
But they were married. So are you going to tell me now that that was fornication?
Please, I don't understand you. Are you telling us that all your father gave to your mom was the ring? Not that he paid your father paid bride price to your
Isn't
mother's
that the
family?
engagement party?
No, no,
Isn't
no,
that
No, bride price.
Bride price is marriage.
Under the
That is traditional
Well, let me
marriage,
talk
under
about
the act.
Nigeria. I don't know. I don't want to go.
recognized.
It's recognized under the act.
So when you paper marriage you're talking
traditional
about,
marriage.
maybe the church
Traditional
It's
marriage
recognized.
or registry, yeah, that is just the
Registry.
customary.
That is,
Customary is
Yeah.
traditional,
Yeah.
and it is recognized.
recognized.
Registry is recognized.
Is-
Even
Yeah.
by Bible is recognized.
Registry.
No,
Registry,
customary
is
marriage.
recognized.
Okay, so church is also recognized, but
Yes.
not all churches. Not all churches
Registered.
are. Yes, no, really.
No, it's true. The church
Not
has to
all
be
churches that are
registered,
recognized
and it's also
under the
recognized
law.
by
Under the law. I
marriage.
do know that the Catholic Church
Is recognized.
Is
It's one of the
recognized
churches
But you
under
know,
the
there are
law.
still some
Though.
people that still decide to either get to do the customary and either the traditional.
I was
And-
even
And that's okay. But it's okay.
The
But
Bible
what
does
is
not have
different
that.
from
Okay,
engagement?
That's different from
Can I ask a
engagement.
It is
But we are
different
talking
from
about just
engagement.
engagement.
Sorry,
I
can I
gave
ask
you-
a question?
One at
Okay.
a time. Go ahead.
Can I ask you a question? Okay, like it's in two parts. First, is the Bible recognized as the Constitution of Nigeria?
No.
Okay. Secondly, what happens if I don't believe in any religion, but I want to get married? Am I still fornicating?
You are not
Until
getting
you
it
do something
right. Sorry,
official.
let me quickly correct
You have to do
here.
something
No, I'm asking
legal.
a question.
No, you are not getting me right.
Okay.
What I am saying is that if I'm a boy, I want to marry you, I come to your parents to pay bride price. I've married you legally.
Yes.
It's recognized by the Bible.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying.
But if we
I'm not
meet-
saying it must be church.
But if we
No.
meet at the mall,
But if you just
and then I
said-
do all the drama and
Then
give
give
you
you
a
ring.
ring, that is not
Then you
marriage.
go and sleep
That's
with
not
her.
marriage.
Now let's go back to the definition of fornication.
Okay.
At the end of the day, it says
Fornication. Oh God, I'm doing this.
Yeah.
Okay. If you translate the Greek word for fornication, which is porneia, it means prostitution and whoremongering.
okay, good. So does that now make me a prostitute or a whoremonger just because I had sex before the bride price was paid? That's the question we should ask.
That makes you big man. It is
Biblically,
I think
yes.
everything is about your
Biblically,
personal
yes.
What about some
convictions.
people that
Because it's
don't?
very wrong scripturally.
It's always see. At
Except people
times.
choose to set the if
Okay,
you're a Christian,
okay.
you choose to set the Bible aside and do what you want to
Okay,
do.
how about
if you believe in the
millions
Bible,
of
you should
people
do
that
what
are-
the Bible
Pastor Dolly,
says.
but Pastor
Can we
Dolly,
look at feedbacks? Because
hold on,
sometimes-
patience.
Go
Before
ahead.
that, do you
Go
know there's
ahead.
still some people that have actually kept to that scriptural thing, and it did not still work with them?
Exactly.
Nobody is saying that. If for anybody to even tell you that the moment you are a Christian, everything works for you, it's lying.
lie, yeah.
Because it means you and the devil, you're on the same, you're on the same you're on the same line.
Line, yeah.
If you're opposite each other, you will hit somewhere
will
along the road.
attack.
So it's not a sign
Okay,
that
let's
it
see
will
how
work.
our viewers
No.
are reacting to this very interesting and controversial topic. Engagement is not marriage. A woman is said to be married only when the bride price has been paid. Aside from that, you are committing adultery. This other one says, my name is Patience. If the engagement is only giving of ring, it is a sin. But if the dowry is paid, then it's not a sin. All right, before I continue, let me quickly clarify something here. Engagements, because I've mingled with a lot of Yoruba people, I think that is what they call their traditional marriage. So a lot of people might get it twisted. You understand what I'm trying to say? They say, I'm official engagement. That is actually like their traditional. So that is not what we're talking about. If it is a ceremony where your parents, his parents are present, some things were exchanged, that is not what we're talking about, you know.
So what are we talking
We're
about?
talking about when a guy just, you know, like just gives you a ring.
There was no ceremony. That was nothing happened.
is what we're talking
That's still
about.
friendship. That's as far as I'm concerned. That's friendship. It doesn't
That's
mean
what we are talking
I didn't know that's what we were talking.
That's what we are
I thought the
talking
kind of
about.
engagement that the two parties,
No,
that the
the two
parents
families
will
will
all.
work.
No,
that's
that's
what
not
I'm talking about.
That's not what we're talking about.
Oh, okay.
All right, this one says engagement between a man and a woman is not a guarantee to have intercourse, even morally. Samuel from Lagos says intercourse before marriage is total fornication biblically. Thanks. Engagement is not also introduction to marriage, mind you. What of after testing and he did not buy? What is the value before God? All this has to do with knowing her the more and not having intercourse. Even in old African tradition, you have to pay before the lady can come to your house at all. Western life has changed the way of life. Aaron Manning sends that one in. Thank you very much.
Can I quickly say something?
Quickly, Big Man.
Can we try to stop this narrative that when someone has sex with you, they are testing you? You're not
Can
a
we use the
product.
word intercourse?
Sorry,
Thank you.
intercourse. They are testing you. You're not a product. You're not a cow. You're not a cow that someone is trying to milk. You're a human being. You're a lady who can make decisions for yourself. So stop. Why is it that they're trying to turn the narrative to be like, oh, the woman doesn't have decision here when it comes
to
to
make
intercourse.
you're so westernized. I mean, I get that from everything
I'm
you're
not
saying.
Western,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
just
you
open.
are. I mean, you're westernized. You know, because we were all brought up, in a very rigid
I was brought
manner.
up in the same way.
Rigid manner.
Me, everybody in my
If a man
house
touches you
knows
like this,
that.
it's already a sin. So
I was
for
brought
those
up
of us
same
like
way,
that.
But the difference was this: I decided to open my mind.
But even at that, we still tested though. Before
You stop using the word tested.
no, okay, there was a newing.
They knew it.
All right, but the thing is, according to Christian beliefs,
That's right,
if you're not married, then it is a no-no. That is it.
Yeah, because definitely
Yes.
even in Catholic churches, it's
No,
there's
no.
always a penance.
Yes.
You penance.
You
rather
penance,
than-
yes. You will
that you-
confess and you will do penance. So it is a sin if you're a Christian, But if you're a free thinker like Big Ma, I think then it's up to what you're comfortable.
She was right.
But let's not pass the wrong message across. It's just what we saw on social media, or we're not saying it. All right, quickly, let's move it along because of our time. Last week, Saturday was the International Widows Day, and we discussed a bit of it on this table days before then. We talked about the plight of widows, especially in an evolving society such as ours. We were supposed to have Janet and also Mrs. Ibigbami on the show for that day, but because they had other concerns, they couldn't be here. So, but Janet, you are the founder of Media Women Forum, and you did something for widows that day. All right, let's take a quick footage from what you did, and then we'll come back and talk about, how widows can cope in a modern society such as ours. All right, we'll take this quick footage. We'll be back.
Can we put our hands together? The convener of the Media Women Forum is one woman I respect so much. She has grown to be not only a friend, but a sister. A woman that just, I don't know how she carries it. When she has something, she just carry it and you are in trouble on WhatsApp. She pushes it until you do something.
My message for the society is that they should not stigmatize widows. A lot of widows are being stigmatized. The moment their husbands die, they blame them for the death of their husband. They accuse them of witchcraft. They make them to drink water that is bagged from the corpse of their husband. They deny them access to property and money. This is not right. This is violation of human rights. Every widow has human rights. When you violate their rights, you are violating human rights. A widow's right is human rights, and we are against such violations. And we are joining millions of people all around the world, United Nations, NGOs, and different governments from different countries to raise awareness and also find ways of ending this kind of stigmatization against widows, giving them opportunity to start life again.
I would say that I'm a widow. One of the reasons why I plunged into doing business was I realized that I had to do something for my children. Sometimes you never knew you have, or you never know you have a strength until something happens. So something happened to me, and I realized that, look, if I must raise my children the way they're supposed, or the way I dreamt, I had it all along, I must do something. Well, the right of a widow should be, just like any other right, you demand for it. Promotion, advocacy, all of them are doing well, but most times the people involved must demand for them. And that's what I'm saying. Every widow should stand up and say, look, we could be given better attention. We could be given better opportunities. We could be given better ways to have a life that every other person is. Because like the convener actually said, it's a human right. So that you're a widow, first you are a human being. So you need that right.
Well, like I've been saying and I keep saying, it's a saying, I really need to find out who said it, but if you empower a woman, you empower a nation. And we believe in women empowerment, we believe in supporting women. We believe that women have a role to play, not just in the lives of their children and their families, but in the country, in the economy. And we hope that gradually part of the SDGs, which is gender equality, over the next couple of years. We don't have to wait 50 years. We hope to be able to achieve that. And wish all widows out there that are supporting the children and they're going out of their way, that life is not over. Like they said, once life give you lemons, you make lemonade out of it. Just keep striving. The sky is your starting point. Don't ever look at limitations. There's nothing to stop you from achieving what you set your mind to achieve. Those children would love you for it, and they'll one day support you and bless you for all your.
Well, my message for widows is that they should wake up and believe that they can be great, even though the husbands have died. But God has put enough potential in them to be able to actualize the purpose for which God has created them. So they should believe in themselves, get closer to God, and be ready to do something to make their lives better. Well, the society stigmatizes widows. They see them as
Okay, so we have to cut that because of time. Let's come back, Janet. Why this need for you to do something for widows?
We did it to mark the International Widows Day, which is a day set aside by the United Nations since 2002 to draw attention to the plight of widows, and that was why we joined millions of people around the world to focus on what widows are actually going through. We discovered that widowhood is actually a huge humanitarian crisis.
Yeah.
There are about 245 million widows worldwide. And I told those widows whom we organized that seminar for that they are not part of that number because I'm sure they were not counted.
Exactly.
So by the time there is proper statistics in Nigeria and their figure is added to 245 million in the world, I'm sure we'll hit like 400 million. And the children of these widows, according to UN statistics again, is about 500 million children. Out of this, 1.5% of these children don't make it till age 5 because they die. Their mothers are not able to take care of them in terms of medical and in terms of feeding. And then many of them cannot go to school. They are deprived of schooling. So they become easy targets for human traffickers. Human traffickers who go to deceive these widows out of ignorance, backwardness, illiteracy, and of course poverty. These widows willingly hand over their children to these predators, in quotes, and then they may never set their eyes on those children again. They believe that these children are going out to come back with better life for themselves and for the widows, and most of the time it does not happen. That was why we organized that forum for widows, to encourage them and to give them seed money. 10 of them we have given seed money, not too much money, but I discovered that with 10,000 naira there are some businesses that you can do. You can fry akara, you can do moi. You can sell bread, you can sell pure water, you can do zobo and you do gala, and then you don't go begging, because widowhood is like a catalyst to poverty. The moment the husband dies, the most times the widows are denied access to the property, finance, and so many things. And so even the children are driven away with the mothers, and that leads them to automatic poverty. They turn around from riches to poverty. And that's what we said, instead of you go begging or going into fornication or begging, like we did, or adultery or whatever, just take this seed money and start something. There is dignity in labor. Who knows, next year we may increase. Somebody came there from the World Bank and said they want to see how the pilot project we have started works, so that next year they could support this.
That's really actually a good word. You want to say something?
No, it's just, I don't really know many widows, but I do know what they go through. And I know for a fact that if the government could actually find a way to, it's just like welfare. When someone loses a husband, especially in Nigeria where most of the women are housewives as opposed to people that have jobs or something to do, or those that are less privileged and don't really have much. There should be a welfare setup for them that automatically allows them to start earning some kind of monthly allowance upkeep for the kids, for food, and then maybe free education for the kids under high school.
I get what you mean. In a system that works.
That works. That works. That's how it should actually be. But for now, it's beautiful what you're doing to help them. It's a good start.
It is.
And we hope that other people pick it up.
There are so many other people doing the same thing. I know a group that does it, and I do also support them, you know. But also what I want to say about this is that for our viewers out there, especially if you're a brother or a sister-in-law, you lost your brother, don't hold the wife responsible for the death of your brother. That woman losing her husband, there is so much pain in her. Every little negative thing you do to her is adding to her pain.
It magnifies the pain.
And I don't think you're justified. There is no justifiable reason before God for you to inflict pain on
another person, especially a widow. Even the Bible says
that God is the one that pleads the cause of the widow.